Manja, manja, bon appetit, let's eat. It's time for Tanks Cooks. Manja, manja, bon appetit, let's eat. It's time for Tanks Cooks. It's time once again. Bells, jingle all the way. Yes, it's that time of year again, Christmas time. Time for holiday parties, and I got two recipes that will surely be a hit at holiday parties, and one of them is homemade eggnog, and the other is a sausage Wreath that was given to me by Brendan Donahue. First, to get the eggnog, we're going to need 6 egg yolks, so we're going to have to use our little cup here to get the yolk. Let the white drain into here. You have to separate the egg, separate the egg. Come on. As we use our easy egg cracker. Wants to quit on me. It's like Joel Embiid. I'm working it too hard. I mean, you can't do back-to-back eggs. Six egg yolks. There it is. Ta-da! Alright, now that we got the 6 egg yolks, we need half a cup of sugar. Half a cup of sugar. So let's get half a cup of sugar. Boing! Pour that right into the eggs. Now we have to whisk this up until it's light and creamy. So we'll use our mixer to make it light and creamy. Light and creamy. Mixing up the eggs until it's light and creamy. Alright, we'll put this to the side. And now we have to heat up some milk. I don't know if I had it recording, but I've just poured in a cup of milk. 2 cups of milk. Half cup, a cup. I don't know if I've been recording this. My thing's like, fucking goddamn it! I poured in 2 cups of milk, half teaspoon, more or less, of nutmeg, pinch of salt, and a cup of heavy whipping cream. So we gotta mix this up and heat this up until it's a dull simmer. Now that it's reached a dull simmer, we have to start pouring in some of this milk into our egg mixture. So let's spoon it in and do it slowly so it doesn't overwhelm the eggs. Put it in slowly, but surely. You don't want to cook the eggs. You want to pepper the eggs. Alright, now we're going to, I think that's tempered them enough. Now we're going to pour this all back into the saucepan and cook for about another minute or so. Alright, now we're going to cook this up and whisk this up for a minute straight until it thickens and gets close to a 160-degree temperature. Eggnog, we are making some eggnog. La 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 la. See, that does look especially creamy, doesn't it? Alright, now we're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. This is where we would also add the alcohol, if we were adding alcohol, but we're not putting alcohol in here. Stir this up. Ooh-wee. Foamy at the top. I don't know if it's supposed to be foamy, but this is homemade eggnog. It smells like eggnog. It smells something. There it is. Okay, now we're going to put a little bit of a strainer here and pour it into this pitcher. We're making eggnog. Hopefully it doesn't suck my homemade eggnog. It's time to make eggnog. Oh, eggnog. Eggnog, eggnog. Alright, that's why we do it, because we want to get out all that foam. So let's cover this up and we'll put it into the fridge, let it chill down for about an hour or two, and then we'll make our sausage wreath. Right now it's time to make the sausage wreath, which was sent to me by Brendan Donahue. So first off, he says do £1.5 pounds of ground pork. Well, this is a little different. It's kind of a mixture. It's ground pork, it's a little ground veal and some ground beef. We're gonna put this into the bowl. Here we go. Then we're gonna add a teaspoon of salt. Here's my teaspoon. Where's my teaspoon? Can't find my teaspoon. Here we go. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. So let's get a teaspoon of salt. Here's a teaspoon of salt. Of course, we'll put in some accent. Then we need a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. So let's get this pepper and ground it up. Ground the pepper. Hope this is a teaspoon I'm doing. Maybe I gotta do a little bit more. That feels like a teaspoon more or less. All right, then we need a half cup of breadcrumbs. So let's get the half cup of breadcrumbs. Half cup of breadcrumbs. Probably should use do I have a half cup here? Oh. Half cup of breadcrumbs. That feels like this looks like a half, I guess. Might as well pour the whole damn thing in here. It looks like a half cup. Anyway, so there's a half cup of breadcrumbs. Then we need 1/8 of a teaspoon of allspice, not to be confused with Old Spice. Let's put a little garlic powder in here too. Allspice. I don't exactly know what allspice is, but we're not putting much in here, like 1/8 of a teaspoon. So here it is, 1/8 of a teaspoon. Then we need a teaspoon of dry savory. I couldn't find savory, but I did a Google search and it said this herbes de Provence. Herbes de Provence. So let's put a teaspoon of herbes de Provence. I guess that is the savory. Savory. Do a little lemon pepper too. Guess why not? You always gotta do a little lemon pepper. Some of this too, this looks good. This butcher blend, whatever the hell it is. Butcher blend. Then we need a half teaspoon of sage. Half teaspoon of sage. Sage, half teaspoon of sage. Sage. There's about a half teaspoon of sage. Put a little thyme in there too, because you don't want to have some too. Don't have. Put a little thyme in there. We got to put another 1/8 teaspoon of ground cloves. So let's get that in there. Some ground cloves. That's 1/8 of a teaspoon. All right, we got quite a spice mixture here, don't we? Yes, indeed we do. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our hooks on this mixer here, kind of like so we could break down the fats. Breaking down the fat. So let's put this together. And blend this up all together. Alright, I think that blended up really good. Look at that. Alright, now we got to use some puff pastry. You notice this time I got the Petrus Farm puff pastry. Not going to make the same mistake with the goddamn motherfucking bowl and fucking basket. So let's get this puff pastry out. Puff pastry. We'll need one puff pastry. So let's get this puff pastry out. It's thawed, but still a little chilled. Thawed but chilled. Ooh, much higher quality than the other fucking one I use. All right, now we have to take this mixture that we made, roll it in our hands, and get ready to start putting it onto the puff pastry. Puff pastry, puff pastry. Let's roll it on the puff pastry. We're gonna roll out the wreath. Make a wreath of puff pastry. Puff pastry, puff pastry. We're gonna make a sausage wreath. We're gonna make a sausage wreath. Gonna make a sausage wreath inside a nice puff pastry, because we didn't buy it from bowl and basket. All right, we want to get a nice little log. I guess this is what you call kind of a Yule log. All right, now we're gonna roll the puff pastry up over this sausage log. Rolling the puff pastry over the sausage log. Over the sausage log, roll the puff pastry. Ooh, yeah, this looks good, doesn't it? Ooh, doesn't it? Hey, you see, this is how puff pastry is supposed to act. God damn, if I had this on my fucking beef Wellington, it might have came out a lot better. Grab out a cookie sheet. So we're going to take this puff pastry and make a wreath. Ooh, don't want that to break up there. So we got to get some egg wash to fill the seams. So we got to fill the seams with the egg wash. So let's get all these seams and cover up the seams. Make sure that the two ends, the two different puff pastries come together. Puff pastry, roll out the pastry. We're making a sausage log. We are making a sausage log. Oh, sausage log, oh, sausage log. Making all the sausage log. Da 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 da. All right. Now we go for our next. We gotta put some slits in here. Try to make about 12 equal pieces. La 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 la. La 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 la. You don't want to cut all the way through, but you want to cut enough through. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sausage log. All right. This into the oven for 20 minutes at 375. And well, Alexa, set a timer for 3
minutes, starting now.
Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Second timer, 20 minutes.
Almost told her to set a timer for 375. All right, well, all right, let's take this bad boy out, and it's almost time to plate this meal, or it's kind of more like an hors d'oeuvre meal, but you know, perfect for your holiday parties. The sausage wreath. Oh, sausage wreath, oh, sausage wreath. Da 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 da. What you want to do is you could garnish this up a little bit by taking some rosemary. Of course, got to keep it looking like a wreath. Throw this right in the middle. Oh, and then throw on some cranberries. Da da dee 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 dee. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. These are fresh cranberries. And here is your sausage wreath. La 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 la. Sausage wreath. We could take this eggnog, pour a little bit of eggnog into a little glass here. La 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 la. And toss on a little cinnamon. Cinnamon. And there we go. We got our eggnog, we got our sausage wreath, and now it's time to plate the meal. Do 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 do. Time to plate the meal. Although this mostly is a hand food, perfect for holiday parties. Just don't fall out the tower. All right, well, let's see how this came out. Here's the eggnog, topped with a little cinnamon. Let's see how this came out. Hopefully, I'm not really a big fan of eggnog, but let's see how it came out. Not bad, not bad. And I hate eggnog. This is probably the only eggnog I will drink all year. The only eggnog I drank in the last 5 years, probably. But Merry Christmas. And now let's see the sausage wreath. This looks actually quite tasty. Very nice party food. You can take little pieces of it. And, well, thank you, Brendan Donahue. And if you got any recipes, send them to njtank99@gmail.com. You know, I got a whole year, 2025 of recipes. Some of them I might fuck up. Some of them might come out good. But no matter what, I'll make sure to entertain you. So Merry Christmas, manja, bon appetit. Let's eat, and I'll see you again next year.